Hey there, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Gemini Shit with a Side of Coffee. I'm Andrea, your host, the resident Gemini, and your favorite tarot totting, coffee sipping energy guide. Today, we're diving into something that's absolutely perfect for December, closing cycles and clearing out old energy before we tiptoe into a brand new year. Now, if you're anything like me, juggling about a dozen different adventures from coaching cheer teams to baking sourdough to reading tarot cards to owning a business. This end of the year period is like a big old exhale. It's when we get to say goodbye to chaotic energies, ideas, the draining, the well that was a wild ride kind of energy that's been hanging around all year long. And I am so ready to dive deep into this. This is going to be so fun. And trust me, I get it. With a daughter who's all about her cheer goals, a husband who's dedicated to his coaching just as much as I'm dedicated to my tarot decks, and about a million creative projects in the fire, I know how easy it is to carry all the leftover stuff into January if we don't take a second to pause. So, before we dive deep into this, what coffee are you sipping? Today, I made myself a espresso shot with lavender and oat milk and brown sugar. I'm trying new things this season. I love the cream brulee from Starbucks. Has anybody jumped on that bandwagon yet? Because it is absolutely so good. Are y'all even excited for the holidays? I feel like it's so bittersweet for some of us where we go from not being social to being overly social, maybe having issues with family members to making amends with family members. And for some of us, I feel like it's a very tricky season. You're either in a good space or you're in a low vibration. So I felt like this was a great topic to end the season, to end the 2025 and welcome in new beginnings and new approaches, new mindsets, new ideas for 2026. So today let's talk about how to consciously close those cycles. Maybe that means acknowledging the projects that didn't quite pan out this year. And honestly, that's okay. Maybe it's about letting go of expectations. Like that one time that I thought I could juggle a new baking line and launch a whole new energy course all in the same month. Spoiler, I needed way more coffee for that. I don't know what I was thinking, but I managed to pull it off. If you haven't checked it out, it's on my website, gemini211.com. There is how to manifest love, how to manifest money in 24 hours. Go check it out. I was listening to a podcast the other day and she started talking about how every thought that comes into mind isn't just a thought, but it's a thought, an idea, a message that comes from your spirit team, from your faith, from your guides, from your angels. Everything is led on a path. It's led for a purpose. It's put in front of you for a reason. And sometimes I feel like we forget that because we are so consumed with everyday life in the real world that we judge each other. We get hard on each other because maybe, or even just on yourself, because maybe you didn't get the job you wanted, or maybe you didn't get the position that you wanted, maybe you didn't get the man you wanted, or the house you wanted, or the car you wanted. And that's all materialistic things that once we die, we don't take with us, right? And our angels at that time aren't going to say, hey, you were driving a Beamer when you were in the earth world. Like, none of that matters. And I feel like sometimes we forget, because even me, myself, I forget that materialistic things don't make or break the person. It's the energetic heart that you have, it's the light that you give. And this year was a big reflection season, even for myself. When I talked about, or when I thought about this project, spirit led, I feel like I was emotionally tired, I was mentally tired, I was spiritually tired, up and down this season. And well, I should say year. And I feel like a lot of you could see that through sometimes I'm doing readings online, sometimes I'm not. I am juggling so many things at one time. And to be honest, I don't like to pull cards or do any readings when my energetic space or my day is depleted. And I feel like, there are readers out there and there are people out there that have that just powerful energy of nonstop doing readings for people, but because that's their only gig, right? That's their only big project. And I'm multitasking, being a mom, being a grandma, being a business owner of multiple businesses, trying to coach cheerleading. Like there's so many elements that make me who I am. And I want you to reflect on that too, because this is a time of year where the year always carries like a weird type of energy. Don't you think so? It's like quiet but loud all at the same time. Everyone's talking about fresh starts, resolutions, but deep down inside, a lot of us are just tired. And we're just like, I just want to be better, right? But when it comes to being better and facing these, obstacles, illusions, things like that, sometimes I feel like we get scared and we don't know how to juggle all of these things. December, for me, it hits different between family, business, coaching schedules, holidays, and trying to be everything for everyone. I've noticed that I don't even realize how much I carry until I finally slow down. Are you with me? Do you feel the same way? Like you carry a bunch of hats all over in different areas and you're just like, "Holy shit." Like when I do take a second to slow down, it's the reflection, right? Because your brain finally is like debrief. I remember like, there's been years where January, it just hits different, right? You're either like on this high pedestal of I'm fucking ready. Everybody's at the gym at the beginning of the year. You have all these New Year's resolutions. Um, but a lot of times we don't realize that we've dragged unfinished conversations, unresolved emotions, old narratives, and we just go straight into a brand new calendar year like, "Hey, bitch, we're here. I'm here. New version of me, living my best self." But yet, shit's under the doormat, right? That you're just like, "I'm going to sweep that under the doormat and I'm not going to deal with it." And lately, especially with everything happening in my personal life, relationships, business decisions, and just, navigating through change, I've had to really sit with the idea that not everything needs a dramatic ending. Some cycles just they close quietly. Chapters and doors just close. I like to tell people a lot when I do readings, like sometimes doors close and we don't understand why, right? Like you and your best friend just stop talking or you have a fallout and you're like, fuck, that's my best friend. Like I just lost my boo. Like, damn. And you're going through it, right? But then when we heal and we get past that, we tend to realize like the explosion's over. There's really no villain. There's really no big explanation. Just the universe decided that's not meant for you anymore. Right? And honestly, that's been the hardest lesson for me. I don't know about y'all. Like, I feel like that's just been a hard reflection period because I tend to want to understand why, or I grieve relationships that come to an end, or even jobs and friendships and, I don't know, tangible items that you're just like, fuck, I just broke my necklace and it meant a lot to you. It could have been a necklace that, your grandma hand me down and it's like, fuck, my grandma's bracelet or necklace just broke. So I feel like we tend to forget about those things and we go down this shift of let's just sweep it all under and pretend it doesn't exist. Your thoughts, that spirit source, your higher power, the universe gives to you, those thoughts are all meant to lead you or guide you somewhere. Okay. So if you take a situation, a thought, maybe an argument or a disagreement that you had with somebody, if you make those thoughts into a low vibrational frequency, meaning I'm the victim, boo hoo me, they hurt my feelings, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, all these like excuses, your frequency on that situation tends to go down this whole rabbit hole of why it didn't work out, why it didn't happen, why it's going to be like this. Where I feel like this is where we have to switch our mindset and those thoughts, taking that situation or that disagreement or that argument and putting light energy, high frequency vibrational thoughts into that, where you change the narrative. And it's wow, universe, wow, spirit guides, wow, spirit teams. You just closed that door because I wasn't strong enough. I didn't have the guts to do that. And you just closed it for me. I cannot wait until you open a new door for me to fill this void, right? That's fucking deep for me right now, even just speaking it to you guys. Are you with me still? When we talk about closing cycles, people usually think it's about breakups, losing a job, a big shift, but most cycles actually close internally first. It's the moment your body starts to feel that heavy thinking about something that used to excite you. It's when you keep revisiting the same thought, the same wound, the same memory, but it no longer teaches you anything new. A closed cycle doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't even mean that it wasn't meaningful. It just means its job in your life is done. I love this. I absolutely love talking about this. And December energetically is a natural ending point for all of us because then we go back into January, a new year, right? Winter is about slowing down, it's about protecting your energy, it's about paying attention to the lessons. Nature isn't blooming right now in the winter, it is resting. So if you've been feeling unmotivated, emotional, maybe even like reflective, or even just a little disconnected, nothing is wrong with you. You're just in a closing season. Now let's talk about something really important: how the brain attacks your thoughts and how quickly we can move from high vibration to low vibration, what I was talking about earlier, without even realizing it. Here's the thing: no one really explains to us that your brain's job is to not keep you happy, it's to keep you safe. And safety to the brain means being familiar. So when you start to rest, when you start to feel calm, when you start to vibrate on a higher frequency, which is hopeful, joy, blissful, optimistic, peaceful, your brain, for some of us, starts to panic, just like me. I am the queen of panic attacks. I am the queen of overthinking. Is anybody else feeling me right now? It goes kind of like, wait, this is unfamiliar. Let's scan for danger. And my fucking brain straight scans for danger. That's when the thoughts start to attack us, right? One innocent thought turns into, yeah, but remember when this? Yeah, but what if this happens again? Don't get too comfortable, girl. You felt like this before and it did not last. Remember that? And just like that, your energy goes from high frequency to low vibration. This is how you go from low to high, but high vibration is all about gratitude, clarity, peace. And I feel like for some of us, we go from high vibration of gratitude, clarity, peace straight to anxiety, doubt, guilt, sadness at the snap of a finger. And it's not because you're weak minded, it's because your nervous system is wired for survival based off of your past traumas, based off of the healing that you never gave yourself, based off of the years that you put shit under the doormat and welcomed in a new year with shit all over again, right? High vibration isn't about being happy all the time, it's about being present. High vibration is self trust, it's emotional safety, it's acceptance, it's calm. Low vibration isn't bad. It's just a kind of contracted energy. You know, when you go into a room and everybody's low vibrational and you're just like, this does not feel good. Like, fuck, I don't want to be in this room, right? Because the vibration is so low, it's fear, it's overthinking, it's judgment, it's shame, resentment. And the key here are that our thoughts are the bridge between the two, high vibration and low vibration. One unchecked thought can spiral you down a whole ass rabbit hole. And one conscious pause can lift you right back up, right? That rabbit hole of darkness, that rabbit hole of low vibration, but switching the outcome or your thought process to something positive and running with the positive thought instead of the negative thought. That's why clearing energy before the new year isn't about pretending you're healed. It's about interpreting all of the loops, knots, and tangles. So I bet you now you're like, okay, Andrea, you talked a lot. How do I actually clear my energy in a real grounded way? Well, for starters, name what's ending, not what you wish was ending, but what it actually feels like to complete. What does it actually feel like to complete? What is actually being completed? For me, myself, it's been releasing the need to explain myself to people who aren't even listening to me. Another step would be letting the emotion move through you, not to fix it, not to analyze it, just feel it, be present in the emotion. And sometimes I literally tell myself, okay, girl, you got 10 minutes to feel this and we're moving the fuck on. And I have to abide by the 10-minute rule and move the fuck on. And a lot of people will tell me I'm so heartless, I'm so numb. And it's not that, it's because I choose what I want in my space and I choose the vibration that I'm going to release or react with. I also want to advise like another good way would be to rewrite the thought, not with toxic energy, but with positivity and truth. So instead of I failed, I kind of switch it to like, I learned this doesn't align with me. Instead of I wasted my time, I say, this chapter shaped me into this. And a fourth type of step would be creating a closing ritual where I do this all the time, but I go to the beach and I light a candle. I write down all the things that I want to close. I pull a card and I say it out loud. Energy needs closure, even quiet closure. And I can't tell you how many doors have closed and chapters have closed for me where I'm like, holy fuck. How did that? I never expected that. Right. So as we move toward the new year, I just want you to remember this. You don't have to carry everything forward to prove it mattered. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to pause. You're allowed to close cycles without guilt. And if your brain starts attacking your peace, notice it, think it, and choose differently because you deserve to enter the new year lighter, not louder. Thank you for sharing this space with me. If this episode resonated, share it with a friend who might need it. And let's keep walking this path of healing together. Until next time, keep your coffee warm, your energy protected, and your heart open. I'm Gemini 211. Love you guys.